Well, hello, lovely humans, and welcome back to my channel. If you were watching this on Wedding Chicks or over on Facebook, thank you so much for stopping by. Today, we're going to talk about the rules to choosing your bridal party, and I have compiled a list of 7 rules that you should be following, kind of, sort of, that I suggest you follow when picking out the members of your bridal party. Picking out your bridal party is a really fun experience, but there are some kind of unforeseen stressors that pop up when you all of a sudden realize that, like, oh my gosh, I have to pick people to stand next to me on my wedding day, and who do I have to pick, and do I have to pick them? Am I allowed to have nobody? Do I have to have 10 people? Like, what are the rules when it comes to inviting people to stand next to me on my wedding day? So, without further ado, let's jump right on in. The first rule that I want to give you is to take your time. Don't feel like the second you get engaged, you have to go out and ask absolutely everyone, because you really do need to take some time to ponder who you want standing next to you. For example, my husband went out and just started telling a bunch of people that he wanted to be a part of our bridal party, and then all of a sudden we look up 2 weeks later and he has 11 groomsmen. 11 groomsmen. And I was like, whoa, wait, I don't think I have that many people to stand with me, and I kind of want things to be balanced, and I don't want it to be uneven. So use that as an example. Chill. Like, don't rush out and ask a bunch of people, because you may not be prepared to have a bridal party of that size, because it is more expensive, especially if you're doing gifts or proposal boxes. Also, if you're interested in proposal boxes, I actually did a little video about it. I'm going to link it up here. Feel free to check that out. Just something fun, less than $20 a person, really easy to put together. But when you have 11 groomsmen to do that for, that's $220. So I suggest that you take your time and really consider all of these other rules before jumping into asking significant people in your life to join you on your wedding day. Rule number 2. Be realistic. I know a lot of people are aware of the pressures and requirements that come with being a part of a bridal party, being a bridesmaid, being a groomsman, a maid of honor, a best man. But my encouragement to you would be, ask these few questions. 1, can they afford it? 2, are they local? 3, are they responsible? 4, can they handle all of the elements involved? And 5, will they mesh well with the rest of the group that you're kind of thinking about? It's no secret that being a member of a bridal party costs a significant chunk of change. Sometimes they're just not in a financial position to be able to afford standing with you on your wedding day, so that's something you need to strongly consider. Consider their location. For me, my maid of honor was my sister, and I am in Southern California, and she is just outside of Vegas in Nevada, and I knew that she would not be able to attend every single event. I also knew that she was, 7 months pregnant, 6 months pregnant when I asked her. So I knew that there would be some limitations with having a newborn when it came to my wedding day. I had to give her grace on those things. For example, she couldn't make it to my bachelorette party, which is totally fine. She's got a brand new baby at home. She's got bigger fish to fry, or, you know, mouths to feed, or whatever saying works here. And even though we had my bachelorette party in Vegas, which was very fun, she still couldn't come because she has kids at home. So I had to be realistic with my expectations of her, and she had to be honest with what she could and couldn't do, but it still worked out really well for us. Are they responsible? There are a lot of responsibilities that come with being a member of the bridal party. Events that they need to attend, tasks that they need to complete. If you haven't seen my top bridesmaids tips video, I'm going to go ahead and link it here as well. But there are a lot of things that a bridesmaid or groomsman is expected to do, and if they're more of the irresponsible sort, then they may not do them. It's pretty self-explanatory, but you need to be realistic about who they are as humans and realize that if they're not super responsible, they may not make it to all the events or do all of the duties required of them. And if that's okay with you, great. Ask them anyways. If you really, really want to make sure that all of your bridesmaids are at your bachelorette party, it's something to consider. And lastly, will they mesh well with the rest of the group? I don't know about you, but I definitely have different friend groups in my life. And so I wanted to make sure that all of my friends would mesh well together and get along with each other, because drama is the last thing that I wanted in my wedding planning process. And so if someone didn't click with the rest of the group, that could be awkward or uncomfortable or something that I would feel like I would have to emotionally manage. So keep that in mind. Luckily for me, I had a fantastic crew of bridesmaids. I love them each so dearly, and they all got along so well. So that wasn't a problem for me, but it is something that you do need to consider. Number 3, are they in it for the long hall? Do you see yourself raising kids together? Do you want to go on vacation with this person? How long have you known them? If you've been friends with them for about 3 months, there isn't really a guarantee that they're going to be in your life for the next 3 years or 30 years. Also, a lot of people ask the question of, well, if I was in their wedding, do they have to be in mine? Yes and no. If you're still close, absolutely, then it's no question. If you guys have drifted apart over the years, then it's not necessary. Use the rule of about 5 years. If it's been 5 years since their event that you were a part of, you don't really have to put them in yours. Now, if it's been a year and you're still kind of close or you're super close, I mean, that's up to you to decide. But when it comes to reciprocation for a bridal party, the 5-year rule tends to be a good idea to go off of. Well, another question that I get asked a lot is family members. So rule number 4 is politics. And while the whole political spectrum is definitely not something we'll be discussing on this channel, when it comes to bridal party, we will. You have to be aware of family politics. If you aren't super close to your sister or your brother, but you feel like it may cause some strained family relations if you don't involve them, then that's something you need to consider. Even though you may not be close to your sister right now, in 5 years, in 10 years, you guys may get closer and you don't want to regret not having her a part of your wedding day. Now, again, referring back to some of the other rules, if you have a family member that you know will not mesh well with the rest of your bridal party, you can weigh that out for yourself. If your mother-in-law is pressuring you to have your future sister-in-law be a part of your wedding party, consider the family politics here. Is it really worth frustrating your mother-in-law and offending your future sister-in-law to make sure that you keep your numbers down? I don't know, but it is something that you do need to consider because your future sister-in-law is someone you're going to be seeing for decades to come. And your mother-in-law, you'll probably be seeing a lot of her too. Number 5, be very clear about your expectations, about what you want from them on your wedding day and throughout the wedding planning process. Let them know if you have a certain dress that you want them to order, if you are going to require that they have their hair and makeup done, if you want the suits rented or purchased, those sorts of things, so they know what they're getting into. If you expect your bridesmaids to throw you bridal showers, a bachelorette weekend, an engagement party, those sorts of things, let them know what your desires are so 1, they can help you meet them, and 2, they can better adjust their expectations for what being a bridesmaid or a groomsman looks like. Also within this, if you expect them to do setup and tear down, you have to tell them. I did a video recently about the most overlooked part of your wedding day, and you guessed it, it's setup and tear down. And so often this falls on the bridal party as free labor, and you definitely don't want to cause anyone to be disgruntled or frustrated because they weren't expecting this. So if you have a lot of DIY elements, or if there are things that need to be set up or torn down on your wedding day and you'll be using the bridal party for that, let them know. Rule number 6, be open and gracious. Not everyone can afford to be a part of a bridal party, and not everyone has the time to meet all of the requirements when it comes to wedding planning. Talk openly with your potential bridesmaids, bridesmen, groomsmen, bridesgals, or groomsgals, whatever it happens to be, and let them know kind of what you're expecting and give them the opportunity to say no if they can't afford it or if their life is just too full. It doesn't mean they don't love you. It doesn't mean they don't want to be a part of your day, but that is like the crummiest part of adulthood, is recognizing when you can't do all the things that you want to do because of time or finances or previous obligations. So be sure to give a lot of grace on that for anyone who just can't make it work. Or like me with my sister. I certainly was not mad at her that she couldn't come to my bachelorette weekend because she just had a baby. She's got the perfect excuse to not be involved. Obviously, she knew what the expectations were, and she knew what she could and could not do, and was very clear about that throughout the process. And lastly, number 7, forget about the rules. I know, I just gave you a list of rules, and my very last one is to forget about them. But really, forget rules. This is your wedding day. If you feel like, nah, I'm not gonna have my brother be a part of our bridal party, we're just not that close, I don't see us getting that close ever, that is entirely your decision, because you know your life better than I do. Have guys stand on the bride's side, have girls stand on the groom's side. These rules are made to be broken. You don't have to have an even amount on each side. You can easily double up or have everyone walk single file. It's not that big of a deal. Also, flower girl and ring bearer, you don't even have to have them. Or you could do something super cute that I've seen at weddings before where they have like their grandmother be the flower girl. How freaking cute is that? There are no rules when it comes to the rules of picking out your bridesmaid and groomsmen, flower girls, flower grandmas, whoever it happens to be. For us, I had my brother stand on my side as my best man and my sister as my maid of honor. And my husband had all guys on his side, but I had his sisters on my side. So like, it worked out really, really well. We also had an uneven number, so I had 10 on my side and he had 11 on his side. But it ended up working out just fine. No one seemed to notice. Oh, wait, they're missing someone on that side. Oh, this is awkward. No, nobody cared. Nobody cared at all. And you know what? Neither did I, because it was my wedding day and I got to make up the rules. Or don't have a bridal party at all. I've had plenty of circumstances in weddings where this has happened and it's worked out just fine. If a bridal party doesn't fit your vibe, you don't have to have one, because at the end of the day, this is your wedding and it's your decision. So how about you? How many people are you planning having on your wedding day? Let me know in the comments below, because I always love hearing from you guys. And if you missed my announcement last week, very, very exciting news. I officially launched my second channel and I'm really freaking excited about it. So if you haven't checked it out already, I will link it up here or at the end or in the description box. I'm just gonna link it everywhere. I'm gonna spam you with my second channel, which is lifestyle content, and I'm super, super excited. So many of you have already jumped over and left a comment letting me know that you came from the OG main channel, and I'm so flattered and I'm so excited to continue to create really fun content for you guys and slowly infiltrate your homes with the sound of my voice. You're welcome. So if you haven't done so, jump on over there, check out some of the content, let me know your thoughts, subscribe while you're at it. So that's all we have for today, folks. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you haven't done so already, like this video and subscribe to this channel for more tips and tricks for the modern day bride. Man, I think my husband's finger guns are rubbing off on me. As always, a huge shout out to my gal pals over at Wedding Chicks for hosting this video, and until next week, bye guys!